Hello there, Scorpio. Thank you so much for stopping by for your monthly in-depth tarot forecast. This forecast is for the month of February, and we are going to break the month down into two different sections. So we're going to look at February 1st through the 14th to begin with, and then after that, we're going to look at February 15th through the 28th. So glad to have you here. Thank you for spending some of your precious time with me. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others that may find it beneficial as well. Those of you who are cross-watchers who are interested in finding out about a Scorpio that you care about that's in your life, you are welcome to be here. I do want to let you know, though, that this channel is not like some of the others. Energies do not crisscross and all of that good stuff. So what you're seeing and what you're hearing is for Scorpio and it's about Scorpio. If you want to find some messages that are for you and about you, then you want to check out your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign. All right. What else do I need to say? This is a general reading, so not everything will apply to every single person, but most of it will apply to most of you. All right, let's start off with your environment, or should I say our environment, since I'm a Scorpio sun sign as well. Let's see what we have showing up for our environment, fellow Scorpios. And this is for February. So it looks like there's something that was before a source of tension or aggravation that we thought we had sort of put to rest. That is coming back up in our environment during this time frame. And I'm also seeing that there is a commitment to this environment that we have, and it's a strong commitment. So this could be a lease, a mortgage, this could be our word, but there's a commitment that we have in this environment, and I think that that commitment is coming to its natural end or its natural completion. So some of us may be paying off mortgages. Some of us may be ending leases. Some of us may be, there's a commitment to the environment that is being naturally completed. This is not something that's being suddenly and dramatically completed. It's just coming to its natural course of events, coming to the end of this commitment. Okay? So, la da 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 da. Let's look at our subconscious leanings here, Scorpios. So it looks like there's a choice or a decision that's on our mind and our subconscious during this particular time frame, fellow Scorpios. And that choice is between somebody else and between ourselves and our dreams, manifesting what we want. So it looks like in our subconscious, we're really grappling with this choice of another person, probably somebody who's younger than us, somebody who has a short span of attention. Things are attractive to this person as long as they're new and exciting, but once they become everyday, then they become a lot less attractive, kind of boring. They sort of wander off into the next new adventure and excitement. So this is the person that we have, one of the people that we have this choice about, and the other person that we have a choice about, that we're thinking about in our subconscious, is following our own dreams, manifesting those things that we know that we want in our life. So it looks like we have, the gates are open. We could go either way. We could support and be with in some way, whether it's romantically, business-wise, friendship-wise, otherwise, encourage and uplift a person, like I described earlier, or we could manifest those things that are important to us in our lives. And so our subconscious is really working around with this decision. Now, to me, when I look at this in cards, it seems like a no-brainer. Of course, we're going to manifest what we actually want. But the fact that this is coming up as this is a decision that we're working with in our subconscious tells me that there's some kind of pull towards supporting that other person rather than building our own dreams. So this is what our subconscious is working with because I think that common sense is saying one thing, but our emotions, and remember, we have deep emotions, our emotions are telling us something else. And so in our subconscious, we're just trying to find some kind of decision that we can have peace with. Now, here's the thing. This is all in our subconscious. We may not have actually been given this choice or this option just now. Maybe we could very well just be preparing for what if, okay? What if, what if? All right, let's look next at learning style and communication style as we go through this particular time frame. Of course, learning style has to do with our psychic abilities, paying attention to those psychic hits and that intuition that we have. Also, what do we have here? There's a lot of information that's coming to us just because we're curious and we're talking to people and we're asking questions and getting information from them. And that doesn't have to be stalking. That doesn't have to be about another person. This can be about something that we want to learn about just as easily. Let's see, what else do we have? I do think that we are building on a firm foundation. There's some kind of topic that we are very familiar with, and I think we're getting new information on that and just adding to that. That's a little bit more sporadically than using the intuition and then talking to other people and following up on our own curiosity. But it does show up, okay? Now, as far as communication style, we may be being a little bit mysterious and being a little bit vague with somebody about something during this time frame. I expect that we are from what I'm seeing there. However, with other people, I think we're doing a lot of communication, and I think we may even be saying some things to them that they didn't really expect, that are kind of new thoughts or new ideas for them to hear from us. And then also, as far as communication, it looks like there may be something that we're celebrating with other people, something that we're happy about, more towards the end of this time frame, I think, within the last third of this time frame. But there is something that comes up about communicating something jubilantly here on the table for us. Okay, so, excuse me. Let's look next at our work. Fellow Scorpios, fellow Scorpios. Well, our work is, we do use intuition a lot in our work. Now, obviously, I'm a psychic, I'm a reiki person, I'm a medium. That would apply. But for those of you who aren't really directly in this industry or this type of work, this still tells me that you're using your intuition a lot in the work that you do. So whatever it is that you do, you're still using your hunches a lot. You're still using those intuitive hits to be more successful at the work that you do. Now, also going on at work is there's somebody who is showing you their true colors, and I don't think that you expected that this was what their true colors were. I think you had a different idea about their true colors. And as they do that, your opinion of them is falling from where it was. Doesn't mean that you don't like them, but definitely you don't have as much respect for them as you used to. Also here, I think that those of us who are Scorpios and who are relating to this, I think that we are taking control or taking leadership in our business or in our industry, maybe even for some of us. But definitely we are doing those creative things that we absolutely love to do and seeing where that takes us. I like it. I like it. That's a good work spread. Okay, next let's look at that part of our personality which has been grown or expanded as we go through this particular time frame. What do we have? What do we have? Well, it looks to me like this relates to work too. And it looks to me like we're finding a lot of balance in our work that maybe we didn't have before. And we are being much more focused on work itself and on using, putting on our business caps. A lot of us who are Scorpios are entrepreneurs. And so, and even those of us who aren't, I think that work has been a little bit unbalanced lately, and unbalanced in the sense that it's been kind of hard to focus on work and really do work because of some of the things that are going on around us. And so it looks to me like we're really changing that focus. We're getting our balance back. We're not letting other things in our environment or in our emotions throw us off. And we are just focused with that high precision type focus on work. And that's where we're growing or expanding during this time frame. Sorry about that, Scorpios. I had to take a little break real quick. What we are looking at right now, though, has to do with those things that we're standing for during this time frame. So when I talk about those things that we're standing for, what I'm talking about are there's something, some situation, some person that somebody has confronted us about or that somebody wants an explanation about. And so we're either explaining or defending whatever this situation is. So what is it that we're standing for during this time frame? It looks like there was a situation where we were not feeling a whole lot of energy towards moving forward. And we were taking some time to really heal up, for most of us emotionally, but healing of the heart chakra. This could actually be healing from a heart situation as well for a tiny, tiny minority. But healing with the heart chakra, not feeling very energetic about moving forward and doing things as we're healing, and really feeling a little bit stuck as far as thinking. Like our thinking may not have been as focused or as sharp as what it normally was while we were healing up. And so I think somebody is saying something to us about this time frame. I'm not sure that this is even a time frame we're in right now. This could be a time frame that was before, but somebody's saying something to us about that. And then after we sort of explain that situation, the other person sees us as somebody who we really put our all into something. We put everything that we had into something, and we were disappointed by how that outcome came out, and we had let ourselves become vulnerable enough to be disappointed. So that's how they're seeing us. They're seeing us as, we gave it our all, and then we were just met with disappointment. We had really, by giving our all, we had put so much in, it made us really vulnerable. So they're seeing that as the reason why, as we were healing, we didn't have the energy to really do a whole lot, and we weren't thinking as sharply and as quickly as what we normally do in everyday life. Okay, so let's look next at our flex period. This is the period where we have a change of perspective, at least to some degree, and things start to go in a different direction in our lives. So this is really interesting. I think we have a situation here, Scorpios, where we're really happy. We're feeling emotionally satisfied. We're feeling emotionally fulfilled. We're happy. We're happy. We're even joyful is what I'm seeing. And it looks like we have somebody from the past who is actually, I don't know if they are intentionally setting out to pull that happiness down, but they're doing things that sort of are at odds with our happiness. And this is somebody from the past that we're not necessarily so happy to see to start with. And so I think the idea that this person is around kind of has us in this push-pull emotion of, you know what, I really don't even want to see you, and this other emotion of, you know what, I'm just happy doing my own thing. And so I think that I don't see us really including this person from the past in the happiness of now. I see that we're kind of keeping them at a distance because we don't want them to interfere with the happiness that we're finding now. We don't want to bring back some of the energies that came with them from before. Now, what's going on at the same time? We are holding back. Absolutely, we're holding back. And it looks to me like as we're holding back, we're sort of letting go of some things. We're letting some things fall to the side. And the thing that may be falling to the side for some of us is an emperor, is an Aries. For some of us, this is an Aries that we're just kind of letting go of. We're letting them go on their merry way. For others of us, what's going on is we're holding back, and we've had things that have fallen through the cracks before, and so now we're realizing, you know what, it's time for me to take control of my life, and we're beginning that process of taking control of the decision making, taking control of the forward movement, not just drifting through life, but setting a course and moving towards that course, okay? And those could be happening simultaneously. We could be letting go of an Aries, and we could be setting course for our own life at the same time. Now, la da da da, and Aries are another fire sign, strong. Anyway, what else is going on here? I think we're actually doing really well. We're definitely getting the compliments, and we are getting appreciation from other people in our life. So as we're setting our courses, we're taking control of our course. You know, we are not only benefiting ourselves, but also benefiting other people as well. I do think that we are learning something new, investigating something new, finding out about something new. And if it's not something new, then we're building on the information that we already have at our fingertips. And I think that, you know, we've pretty much stuck by our idea that we don't want to collaborate. And I think that that's not just with this person that's come back from the past that we don't want to collaborate with. I think that right now we're at a point where we want to do our own thing. And for a lot of us, yes, that is romantically. You know, we have Uranus in our seventh house, or our seventh sign, excuse me. But for some of us, though, this is going to have to do with work-wise. We may not want to be partnered up with somebody as a work partner. You know, we may not want an employer. We may not want an employee. We may not want to have a business partner. We want to do, I think that we're in a place where we're feeling like, you know what, we're learning the things that we need to learn, and we can handle this on our own. We don't want to rely on somebody else right now. We want to set our own course and show ourselves what we can do when we set our own course and make our own decisions moving forward. Okay? A very independent energy coming through for us. All right, so let's look now. This is what I'm seeing as where we are at the end of this particular time frame. So right here, I'm feeling like we're in a place where we are really appreciating life, appreciating just being alive and living. There's a lot of little things that we're able to feel really positive about and really appreciate. And I feel like things may not be going just perfectly for us. We may be in a time frame where, you know, everything that we're doing seems like it takes 3 extra steps to get it done. But I feel like we are focusing on getting it done, even if it takes those extra steps. And I think that we are calling on spirit. We're calling on divine to help us through this time frame, to help us to move forward in spite of the fact that not everything is going perfectly for us. Okay? So, you know, those of you who have gotten private readings with me and private Reiki sessions in the last few years, you know my favorite thing to say. Spirit has our back. And that's what's showing up here, is that Spirit has our backs. We're talking to Spirit. We're letting Spirit have our back, and we are sort of falling back into that even as we're dealing with these challenges. So that's everything for the first half of February. I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, we're going to look at the second half of February. Fellow Scorpios, thank you very much for being here with me today. See you in a second. Welcome back, Scorpio. Next, we are looking at February 15th through the 28th to see what kind of energies we're working with during this time frame. Oops, we've got some cards that want to fall out. I'm going to pick them up and take them here in a second. There we go. Okay. 1 and 2 actually fell out right in the place that I would have put them. So we'll leave them right there. Alrighty, Scorpios, let's look at home environment. Well, let's look at environment. Let's not limit it to home. This could be any environment. Let's see. So environment actually is any place where we have energy or effort invested. What I'm seeing here is that we are really happy in our environment, and I feel like we're defending that happiness. We're defending that serenity, basically that is in our environment from something that is toxic. So there's some kind of toxic influence in our sphere of influence, and we are holding our ground against that toxic influence so that we can keep our peace and keep our serenity in our home, well, in our home environment. I guess it's home. I've said home by accident twice, so let's not pretend that doesn't mean something, right? Okay, next let's look at subconscious leanings for us during this time frame. There was something that would happen where somebody made a decision regarding, or that influenced us greatly, and they made it in a way that really wasn't fair, or wasn't, it didn't take in all considerations. It was a corrupt decision. That's the best way I can come up with to say it. And I think that we are having an understanding about this decision. We have some kind of epiphany about this decision and how it came to be. And having that understanding actually is making us stronger. It's increasing our self-image, our self-worth, and it's just making us stronger moving forward in general, just having that knowledge and that understanding of that situation. And so that's what's going on in our subconscious. We've found some truth about that situation that we can sort of latch onto and use that to help us move forward and heal. Now, looking at learning style, looks to me like we may be staying up late at night to learn some kind of new information. And I think we also may be learning new information from other people. We may even be sort of baiting other people to find new information from them, which just means sort of coming in sideways, like not asking the question directly that we want to know, but sort of saying something kind of off to the side of what it is that we're asking about, just to see how people will respond and what they'll say. That type of baiting for information. And what else do we have? I do think that there may be some type of, I don't know if I want to say stalking, but definitely, yeah, I think I'm going to say stalking. This is like detective work. This is like listening when people don't think that we're listening, or paying attention when people don't think we're paying attention, and picking up information because we're around to pick up that information even when other people don't realize it. So this isn't information that somebody would share with us voluntarily, but it is information we're definitely getting a hold of anyway. Now, as far as communication style, I do feel like we are not sharing everything that we know with most people in our sphere of influence right now. We're keeping some things under wraps. We just don't think it's appropriate to share with them. And it looks to me like we're very intent on keeping some things that we're thinking about, or some things that we're doing, on the down low, and not letting other people know about them. So it seems to me like if somebody even brings up a topic to us that's kind of close to whatever this is that we want to keep on the down low, we're changing subjects. We are doing avoidance. We are steering the conversation away from that. I mean, all three of these cards basically scream about keeping things to ourselves, keeping things close to our chest, not sharing everything with everybody around us, being very particular about what we say and what we don't say, what kind of information we give away. All right. Next, we're looking at work during this time frame. Oh, goodness. I liked work last time. I'm not so thrilled about what I'm seeing this time. Looks to me like we've got some situations going on where payday isn't happening as fast as we think that it should be. So for those of us who are entrepreneurs, who work for independent people, we may have people contacting us that want to purchase our services, and then they're rescheduling and posting that out, scheduling again for later. I don't feel like it's that we're not getting paid. I just feel like that payday is going to be later than what we expected whenever we're looking at this particular time frame. And I think that as we're doing our work, I think there's something going on that is making us heartbroken. So there's some kind of situation at work that, is really impacting us emotionally and making us feel really sad. And I think by the time we get to the end of this time frame, I think we're pretty much exhausted or kind of burnt out. We may be taking some downtime just to sort of regroup, catch our breath again before we get ready to hit it all over again. All right. Okay, let's look and see where we're being, or what part of our personality is being grown or expanded during this time frame. So it looks to me like there's some kind of partnership that we're rebuilding that had fallen apart in the past. This may be somebody who felt like family to us before, or somebody who kind of was family to us before. And I think that we're definitely rebuilding that partnership. So it has fallen apart in the past for us to be rebuilding it now. That's the implication. And it looks to me like we are rebuilding it successfully, even though there is a distance between us. So even though coronavirus, we're still managing to rebuild it successfully, or even though this person lives a distance away, we're still managing to rebuild it successfully. So rebuilding some type of relationship that we had before, and this is something that is going to seem like a family type of relationship. So this could be like rebuilding a relationship with a spouse or with an ex, or rebuilding a relationship with a parent or a child or a sibling. But this is something that, even though there's a distance between the two of us, we are still seeing some really great progress in rebuilding that during this time frame. All right, next thing that we're looking at, fellow Scorpios, are those things that we stand for. And so this is something that somebody has wanted an explanation about, or maybe even confronted us about. So we've explained this, or we've stood up for it, we've defended it one way or the other. So really, this is all about us, Scorpios, and I think what we are defending or talking about here is the idea that we were really on our manifestation game at one point, and we kind of fell off of it. We weren't manifesting those things that we wanted to as much as we used to. And it looks to me like we weren't really prepared for that. It came to us as a surprise that that could happen. And so now we're getting our mojo back. We're not at the same level that we used to be, but we are getting our mojo back, and we're feeling it. And so I think somebody's really asked us about this. They wanted to understand more. Maybe they even confronted if they're coming from a more negative place. So this is what we have explained or stood up for. Now it's interesting how this other person sees us, and how they have their perspective tells me that this is somebody that's coming from a more negative perspective. They're doubters, shall we say. They don't really believe in us. And that's okay. Not everybody has to believe in us. We can't get all hung up on that. But they feel like we're incredibly confused, basically. And they feel like we've really walked away from something that was making us feel depleted, or like, we have, like it was just wearing us down. So they feel like we've walked away from something like that. Maybe even they feel like we've walked away from that time period of confusion. But even with the idea that we're walking away from this time period of confusion, and we're walking away from something that was making us feel depleted and sort of knocking us off of our mojo horse, I think that they still feel like we aren't quite back where we need to be yet. they're acknowledging that we have seen a problem and that we are working to correct that problem. But in their mind, what we're doing isn't really working. Where we feel like it is, we're just not at the top yet, but we're making progress and we're getting there. They're feeling like, well, you know what Mr. and Ms. Scorpio is doing just really isn't working. They've walked away from the worst of it, but what they're doing now isn't really working either. So, you know, that's somebody that we can't take their opinion to heart, because if we did, then we would manifest their opinion of us. And, you know, their opinion of us doesn't look like so much fun. I'd rather manifest our opinion of us so that we can manifest some better stuff in life. It's always good to have people around you who have faith in you. All right, next thing that we're looking at talks to me about our flex period. This is where we sort of change trajectory. We change our perspective, which changes our trajectory. We do have a whole lot on our plates, and we are handling it gracefully, although people around us, people around us think that we're handling it gracefully. They may not understand how we're handling it. We're feeling a little bit frantic about it. I can tell you, it just feels like there's this frantic energy for us to be handling this and handling that and making sure that nothing's falling apart. It looks to me like during this time frame, we're just going moment to moment to moment. We're not making any long-term plans here. And it also looks like we're bringing something back from the past that was kind of on the back burner and focusing more on that again. Okay, so that's the second half of February. What else is going on at the same time that this is happening? So I feel like we are losing a little bit of our balance as we're doing this. Of course, we've got a lot on our plate. Like I said, we're feeling pretty frantic. So this is causing us to lose our balance a little bit, and it's making it to where the things that we're manifesting are not exactly what we want to manifest, because we are losing our balance a little bit. There is some kind of truth coming out during this time frame, and I think that that is more or less going to be a wake-up call to us to start manifesting again in the direction that we want to. Excuse me for a minute, please. Sorry for that interruption, guys. The next thing I want to look at is what else is happening during this time frame. And what we have is that we're really pouring out a lot of energy and effort into doing something that is different when it comes to work-wise. So we could be pouring out a lot of energy and effort into doing something that's on the side from our traditional job that we normally work, or we could be putting out a lot of energy and effort on looking for something to replace the work that we have now. But there's something here where we're releasing ourselves from the idea of work as it stands. If we're unemployed, this means that we're releasing ourselves from that unemployment. If we are employed, we're releasing ourselves from that part of the work that we are not happy about and moving forward to something that we are. So I like that. That's kind of cool, and we're bringing something out of the, off the back burner. So maybe we're releasing ourselves from something old to put something new in. All right, let's look at where we see ourselves at the end of this particular time frame. It does look like we are letting go of some old negative feelings, injuries, hurt feelings, just insults, those types of things. We're letting go of those. We're letting those be in the past, letting them be bygones. I think that we are very well aware as we're letting go of these things of who this person is that we're letting go of these things from, whoever it was that injured us or insulted us or, made us feel less than. I think that we're very well aware of this person and who they are, and the idea that they're not the person that we thought they were when we were looking at them through rose-colored glasses. And it looks to me like, we may be very honestly telling this person, and I don't think that we're just going up and just blasting this at them. I think that there's a conversation that happens that more or less requires us to tell this person, well, I'm not moving forward with you even though you want me to, because you're not who I thought you were. and you're not the person that I want to ideally move forward with. And so I think that we are sharing those feelings with them. I don't think we're doing it in a spiteful or hateful way. Like I said, I feel like we're putting old injuries and hurts behind us. But I don't think that we are just opening up to let new ones come in, at least not from that same person. And I feel like, we're letting them know that they're not the person that we thought they were. And so that sort of changes things. Okay. So that's where I see us at the end of this time frame, Scorpios. Thank you so much for spending some of your precious time with me today. Thank you for the thumbs ups on this video and for sharing it with others that may benefit from it. Thank you also to those of you who are ordering private readings and private Reiki sessions and Reiki candles. It is because of all of your support of me that I'm able to do what I love to do for my living. So seriously, thank you very much. Everybody have a fantastic month. And if I don't see you here for a private session between now and then I'll see you back on the next video. Peace out.